I think one of the challenges that I see, and what I recommend for everyone, is to learn how to use these tools to the best of your ability. Like it should be, and it is sort of a conflicting thing for me. So I think overarchingly, each individual person, it is in their best interest to learn these skills.
Yeah.
And to adopt the technology and use it, because that is what helps you the most in your career.
Yeah.
Overarchingly, I see it kind of the opposite direction, where if everyone is using these tools, you know, one person at a company is doing the work of 3 people, that means the company is naturally going to have the need for, you know, 2 people to do 6 people's worth of work rather than having 3 people to begin with. So you sort of get this pairing off. But I don't think that those types of things are mutable. There isn't anything that we can do to necessarily slow that change. So it becomes a greedy optimization algorithm for everyone to really pursue learning these technologies, to figure out how to integrate with them rather than to avoid them or do anything altogether. I mean, maybe you could go into a trade skill where they would not be as relevant, and that would be a different type of hedge. But to me, the best option for almost everyone is to pursue learning these and understand how they work, and just realize that's going to be an inevitability in most skill professions going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And I agree with you. I mean, you mentioned Ford before, right? Ford. Mm-hmm. If you look at how Ford was building cars, there were 100 people to build one car. Yeah. Like today, you need 2. At the best.
A lot of robot arms.
Right. And you need like probably 2 engineers that like supervise or do like strategy around it, or, you know, designing, or, I mean, I'm saying 2, I'm sure there are more than 2, but the point is that you don't need as many people as before. And is this going to happen with generative AI? I mean, of course, there is going to be mutation in the job system for sure. But I really recommend people to have data literacy course. Like if you haven't taken a data literacy course, go take it right now. Like, because this could become the next division between people who have access to certain possibilities and people who don't.
Yeah. Well, I think to that point, something that separates people or will separate people in the next couple of years is, yes, I'm using these models, but what are the limitations? When should I be looking to see if this is accurate or not? Yeah. And that skill set, that kind of branch of data literacy, is going to be what separates people who are top performers from people who are just leveraging these things to get stuff done.
So like, I completely agree with that. Yeah.
Amazing. So you'd also mentioned you have offline that you have some passion projects you're working on, because you're doing less coding now in your normal work. You're working on some other stuff on the side. I'd love to hear more about those.
Yeah, so weirdly, I don't know how many people are going to agree with me, but I'm very fascinated by the data preparation aspect. So I love the modeling part, don't get me wrong, but I feel like with all these libraries that we have out there, it's pretty commoditized today. So yeah, you want to do a logistic regression, you select the library, it's going to generate the code for you, and you just change parameters. And then to me, what it's really interesting in the coding and in the AI world is more the data preparation side. I know that some people are like, I hate it, right? Like, I wish I could spend all my day just building and fine-tuning models. I actually love it. And I love that, and then I love the after. Like, once I've run the algorithm and I've built it, like, okay, how do I interpret the result? What is it telling me? So what I'm working on right now is something around the data preparation side. I am very passionate about forecasting, and specifically time series forecasting. So everything that it's a sequence of dates and numbers, whether that could be demand, product sales, stock prices, or everything that has a series in time, kind of manifestation. It could be second series or minute or days or whatever the timestamp is. So what I'm working right now is how to I think what's fascinating in time series is that they tell a story. Every time you plot it, you have a story right along over a time. And that story, it's different. There are many different kinds of time series. For the more passionate and about forecasting, you have seasonal time series, you have short time series, you have longer time series, And so what I'm doing right now is building sort of an automatic system that clusters the time series for me into certain categories and automatically generates for me in groups for me those time series based on the cluster and the category that they fit into. So then I can go and I can apply different kind of techniques to each time series type to increase the accuracy.